Hey, Gary, thanks for having me on here.
Of course, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I appreciate your messaging. It's helped me be a better dad, a dentist, and my company, Dental Nachos. But I have a special person, the most important person to me I want to have on and say thanks to you real quick.
Please.
Hey, Gary V.
How are you?
Great. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm Mary, otherwise known as Mrs. Nacho. I just wanted to thank you for being such an inspiration to our company, but also us personally. We love your message on kindness, and you're just awesome.
Thank you so much for saying that. I wish you well. Thank you
so much.
Awesome. Welcome. So, Gary, I've founded Dental Nachos. Our Facebook group has 25,000 members. Hopefully they're watching in. Your patience can wait, guys, for 5 minutes. So one of the things that I have a challenge with Dental Nachos, well, first, I actually want to thank you for the best thing that happened during the pandemic. About a year ago, I was at the beach in New Jersey. I'm a 42-year-old from New Jersey, and I signed up for your community text platform. And I said, I need this for Dental Nachos. I see Gary V has it, Mark Cuban, my favorite comedian, Sebastian Maniscalco. But I made a little thing for you here in Philly, in the movie Philadelphia. Explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old. So gratitude plus patience plus kindness plus document not produce equals success. Because we were patient, and a month ago we got approved for community. So now I can communicate with my Dental Nacho group all the time. So our community is built on helping dentists make big life decisions that dental school ignores. You know, how to buy a practice, how to find your first job, what I call the circle of dentisting life. And
makes sense.
Thanks. We built out this platform a lot like Peloton, in-person CE courses, live stream, and recorded. But everything's shut down right now for in-person. And my challenge for you this morning, I think is a tough one, is how do I reach dentists in caves? Dentistry is a cave profession. It means we're isolated, we're stressed, we're in our own islands. And the 50-plus crew, we have a Facebook page, Instagram, LinkedIn, I even joined TikTok, all these different platforms. But how would you reach the 50-plus audience for Dental Nachos?
I mean, it's email, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
What's interesting about dentists, and the reason I'm on here and always lead with gratitude, is one of my sponsors, Zyrus, was on the 4Ds. I was walking around Philadelphia. I said, hey, that's my sponsor. And just to show your strategies pay off. So they called me. You told them to bring their dentist content that had nothing to do with their product. So they interviewed me, and I said, you don't have to pay me, but you just got to get me an intro to Gary V. And Mike Wong, I want to thank him for doing that. But what's interesting about dentists, is that they don't really use a lot of, like, my dad was a dentist. I worked for 11 years before he passed away, unfortunately. He was an awesome dad, but he never really used email or LinkedIn because dentists are this craft profession.
I get it. I mean, look, if you can't reach, if someone's unreachable, they're unreachable. Like, you know, if you need to do direct mail, if you need to drive to their practices, like, that's just part of the game. I would argue that an enormous percentage of dentists, even the old school dentists, are at least now on email.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you. We had a nacho delivery team that went around Philadelphia and surrounding areas and would drop off nachos fun for the office because a lot of times their team gets them involved.
I would also argue that the 50-year-old doesn't need your service the way you pitched it as much because, you know, they could have used it 25 years ago. It probably would have been epic for them. But I would argue that Instagram and TikTok focusing on the 18 to 22-year-old in-school dentist is just a lot of times people overvalue someone they can't get and undervalue the opportunity on something they're getting.
Gotcha. I agree.
You see where I'm going? Like, it might take the same energy to get one 59-year-old dentist as it does to get 88 dental students. And by the way that you positioned it, at least by the way I just heard it, for me, it makes so much sense for a 21, 26, 19-year-old dentist want to have this be part of their life more than the 57-year-old who's already kind of like figured a lot of that out.
It's a lot of what we talk about are dentists and core. I heard you talk about soft tissue yesterday or the day before. So we talk about developing your core of your mind, how you speak, and your clinical hand skills. So that's really resonating with people even before dental school. But in this circle of dentisting life, the older dentist needs the babysitter. They need the associate or the dentist to come in and work with them so they can get more time off, and that's leading to some of the stress. So I'm trying to figure out a way to connect them. I
mean, look, I think direct mail print, 4 or 5 page pamphlet with a huge URL. I mean, you know, even the most old school can go to YouTube, So I think if you say, look, text us now that you have community, text us at this, like the front of the pamphlet, I would have like a huge phone number and say, look, text us any question, we'll answer it. Any question.
Yeah. I like that.
You see where I'm going? And then maybe a very simple URL, like maybe you get a URL like, nachodentist.com/watch, something, or just something very simple. Those two on the front of 4-page pamphlet, direct mail to their office. I still think you can also get a lot done on Facebook and LinkedIn, more than you would think.
Well, we have that Facebook group of 20,000 people, and we have
that's very different than running an ad to 50 to 90-year-olds in South Jersey, Philly area, with the ad being, do you know anybody who's a dentist, who's a 45-year-old dentist or older, and they're passing on that video? That's a very different execution than having a group.
I like that our Nacho stars, the 50-year-olds that are in the group, are saying things like, I wish I had this when I was a young dentist. Maybe I can get one of them to star in that Facebook ad for me.
Or you can start a referral program where whatever the economics are in your business, you give a 25% lead gen fee to the 50-year-olds, and they just start getting all their own friends.
Dentists do like stuff like that. I know my dentist people, they will enjoy that. That's awesome. And let me ask one last thing. As the leader of a company, kind of working with me is like working with a friendly tornado. I have a lot of new ideas. So how do you not overwhelm your team with too many new ideas while they're still working on your existing ideas?
By not judging them when they're not executing on certain ideas.
They're going to like hearing that. They're watching it, and they're really going to enjoy hearing you say that.
I throw a ton at my team, and then 3 weeks later recall something I threw at them, and it hasn't even started. And I have empathy because I know they're going super hard. So it's you continue with your ideas. It's that you need to make sure that you're not burning them out and judging them too much. And I think you do that with kindness when it hasn't started. It's understanding,
But one of our clips that you did is I changed my mind. They play that all the time in Dental Nachos. I say, see, Gary Vee does that. So I appreciate
awesome.
that. And I had Mark Evans on, Gary Vee. I sent him this shirt, a nacho shirt.
I love it. I love it.
At headquarters, you have at least 50 of these somewhere that we sent you. You track one down. So I really appreciate it, Gary Vee.
Take care, Paul.
Thanks so much.
Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for $20 a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want to learn how to market on social media like Gary Vee, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.